Pune with the introduction by Dr. Janardhan Vagmare, former MP and founder Vice Chancellor of Swami Ramanand Tirth University, Nanded. He qualified NET exam in the first attempt as the appearing student of MA English in 2002. He secured the first rank of merit at university level with the record percentage at graduation examination of SRT University Nanded in 2000. Also, he secured the first rank of merit at university level in MA English examination. He was a state board merit rank holder in HSC examination in 1997. And he has credited more than 30 research papers in peer-reviewed journal and 4 books in the area of the specialization. So thank you, all of you, and welcome all of you. May I request to today's guest, Dr. Kamalakar Gavhane, please start your lecture. Dr. Kamalakar Gavhane ji. Sir, audio बोल नहीं.
Good afternoon, everyone. Am I audible now?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is my voice clear? There is no other disturbance. Hello. May I continue?
Yes, sir. Yes. To be continued.
Okay. Thank you very much, Dr. Chauhan, sir. Good afternoon to one and all. Honorable Dr. Anuja Zadhav, Madam, Course Coordinator, my friend Sachin Bhandare, sir, and all the participants, young aspirants of advanced research methodology who have joined this session, and guess from the list of the participants here, many of them are from outside of Maharashtra. Some of them have joined here from South India. First of all, dear friends, I congratulate my alma mater, Rajarshi Shahu Mahavidyalaya Latur Autonomous, for organizing such a capacity building program for the new researchers, even for PhD holders, to pursue their career in the field of research. And I continue with, as Dr. Chauhan sir introduced me and the topic for this session. Let me tell you in the very beginning that we have 2 sessions today. This is the first session, and in the first session the topic is elements of writing, and for the second session we'll be talking about abstract writing and writing a research paper. Participants, please mute your audio. Someone?
Amit Bamne, please mute yourself. Welcome, respected sir. It's a great pleasure to have you here.
Yes.
For this session.
Thank you, madam. Thank you.
We will do that, sir. You can continue. We will mute everyone. So you will start your session.
Okay. Once again, I express a deep sense of gratitude towards the organizing committee for inviting me as the resource person for this session. And friends, after these 2 sessions, your takeaway you will be guided on the elements of writing as one of the basic language skills. And the second part, the second session of today is on abstract writing, abstract of a research proposal, maybe of an MPhil or PhD thesis, and how to write a research paper. We are going to talk about writing skills. And the participants are from the diverse fields. I guess you are postgraduate students. Some of you are doing your MPhil or PhD. And because this guess is important to set my level, to set my gears to deal with you these 2 sessions on writing skills. Dear friends, writing is one of the 4 basic language skills. The ELT experts, they frequently call it LSRW. LSRW, in which L stands for listening, S for speaking, R for reading, and W for writing. Can you guess why W for writing is at the end in a sequence? This LSRW is not called SLRW. Whether you are learning your mother tongue, second language, or L3 or foreign language, LSRW is the natural sequence we acquire any language. And one more thing. The amount of output, LSRW, from larger to smaller. We listen a lot, maybe per day, per month, per year, or our whole life. The amount we listen is always more than amount we speak. The amount we speak is always more than amount we read. And the amount we read is always more than the amount we write. I hope you are getting my point. My point is, writing is the toughest of the 4 skills. Writing skills is the toughest of the 4 skills, not only the toughest. We see, you ask yourself, when did you write something as a piece of writing, a letter, an answer, an essay? We every day also we listen a lot, and the first thing we mentioned, LSRW. This is the natural sequence. Then one more thing is here. LS has a different relationship, listening and speaking. For becoming a good writer, first you will have to be a good reader. And similarly, we can say a good listener can become a good speaker. These statements conclude that speaking depends on listening. Good speaking depends on listening. Similarly, good writing depends on good reading or extensive reading. Are you a voracious reader? Are you an extensive reader? And in LSRW, we move ahead with the comparison between speech and writing. See, in this session, what kind of writing we are going to talk about? We are going to talk about non-fictional writing. Scientific writing, we are going to talk about thesis writing. We are going to talk about writing a research paper. And writing skills, it is a wider topic. It is larger in scope, and first of all, we delimit it. We put it within the talk only about non-fictional writing. And in non-fictional writing, we are going to talk about scientific writing, which includes thesis writing and writing a research paper, for which elements of writing are important. In the dichotomy of speech and writing, which one is superior in your opinion? Speech and writing. If you investigate, speech existed before writing. Speech came into existence before writing. And writing has the history in the human evolution. Writing has the history of only 5,000 years. But speech was there before 5,000 years. It existed before 50,000 years. So speech is older than writing. In comparing speech and writing, writing has its own advantage over speech. See, what is that advantage? Writing can store the knowledge. See, we, the generation Z and the citizens of 21st century, we are lucky to be born in this century because our wisdom, our knowledge, we are born with the wisdom of 5,000 years. How we don't need to see all branches of human knowledge, maybe biology, chemistry, social sciences, humanities, all the great philosophers, thinkers, and scientists, they have contributed during these 5,000 years in the form of theories, theorems, or their hypothesis. The knowledge has come down to us in the last 5,000 years, and we are lucky to be born in this century, inheriting all this knowledge. We don't need to start from a scratch. See, writing has an advantage over speech because it can store human knowledge. Can you see, all human progress in all fields of knowledge depends on writing. Human progress in the field of technology, in the field of engineering, in the field of science and applied sciences, all depends on writing. If there were no writing, we could not imagine. We cannot start from a scratch. When we were born, there was the contribution of Einstein, there was the principle of Archimedes, there were the theories of gravitation. We didn't need to restudy them because of writing. So thanks to one of the greatest invention of human being, writing skills, which has the ability to store human knowledge. Now, before I proceed, I share my presentation with you all so that we remain on track and there are no digressions. There are no digressions. Tell me, someone please tell me, is it visible to you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. I continue.
Please, sir.
Yes. As I said, writing is one of the greatest invention of human being. And it has the history of 5,000 years. All world languages and their scripts, writing scripts, can be divided into mainly two types: ideographic scripts and phonetic scripts, all world languages. In ideographic scripts, a sign stands for an idea. For example, Mandarin, Chinese language. There, a sign stands for an idea. There are a few languages, 3 or 4 languages, which have ideographic writing scripts. And most of the languages of the world are phonetic. But in phonetic scripts, we have 2 subtypes, syllabic and alphabetic. Most of the Indian languages are syllabic languages, whereas Indo-German languages like English, Greek, Hebrew, Arabic, these are alphabetic language. See why we are talking about this technical classification? Because most of you or all of you are here Indian students of English, Indian students of foreign language English. And English is an alphabetic language where one sign stands for one sound. All Indian languages are syllabic languages. Your Marathi is syllabic language, phonetic syllabic language. Hindi is a syllabic language. What does it mean? Hindi, while writing Hindi or Marathi, we read what we write. One sign is equal to one syllable. But in case of English, there is no direct correspondence between the spelling and the pronunciation. Spelling and pronunciation. B-U-T, you pronounce it as but. But the same minimal pair, P-U-T, is not put, it is put. Because English is an alphabetic language. And see, this rule is important. What makes English difficult for Indian learners is this point. English is an alphabetic language where one sign is equal to one sound, which results in there is no natural correspondence between spelling and pronunciation. But in case of Indian languages, Marathi or Hindi, we read what we write. We read what we write. This foundation discussion takes us to the next point in our presentation, and that is 5 elements of writing. See, what do we mean by writing? Writing, as I said, is a larger thing in scope, which can be mainly divided into 2 types: fictional writing and non-fictional writing. Fictional writing and non-fictional writing. Fictional writing is imaginary writing, which includes novels, stories, poems, epics, plays, dramas, letters. Even emails can be imaginary. Letters can be imaginary. If you write a letter to the God, it is an imaginary letter. But as the students of research methodology, our concern is not fictional writing. We are here concerned with non-fictional writing. A PhD thesis is a non-fictional writing. A research paper is a non-fictional writing. And this basic distinction, all kinds of writing, see a news atom, a story, a dialogue, a conversation, a poem, essay, history, a scientific textbook, all these are the examples of types of writing, and all these types can be categorized into basically two types: fictional writing and non-fictional writing. Fictional writing and non-fictional writing. And research makes use of techniques of non-fictional writing. And the basic difference between fictional and non-fictional writing, you can infer, is that in non-fictional writing, one thing means only one. But in fictional writing, one thing can mean many things. For example, a poem, a story, a novel, these are all imaginary writings. And you can, in a novel or a story, one does not mean one. There can be several hundreds of interpretations of a single line of poem. But in non-fictional writing, one thing means one. There is scientific writing or non-fictional writing does not permit you for multiple meanings. And see, as you have been the part of these many sessions in this workshop, this research methodology as a branch of human knowledge is Western in origin. India does not have Indian indigenous research methodology. The students from the faculty of life science or engineering, they use APA style. The students of humanities and social science, they use MLA style sheet, a modern language association style sheet. And this MLA style sheet or APA style sheet, they are Western in origin. And when we see India has the culture, one of the most ancient cultures of the world, why don't we have Indian indigenous research methodology? The participants should think over this, beginning from the Vedic period or the post-Vedic period, search for it. What kind of Indian indigenous research methodology we have. And all scientific writing, whether you write a PhD thesis or a research paper, we are following the Western tradition. And after that, this non-fictional writing is what we are going to talk about here. It has basically 5 elements as displayed on your screen. And they are the 5 elements of any writing. We are going to talk about non-fictional writing or scientific writing. Number 1 is purpose. And it is the answer to the question, why? Why are you writing? Number 2, audience. And it is an answer to the question, who are your readers? Who are your target audience? See, whether you are writing a research paper, a thesis, or book review, the first element is, why are you writing? Second, who is going to read your writing? Third, is your writing clear and unambiguous? Clarity. Number 4, unity. Does your writing have unity? And the last and the most important, not the least, coherence. Now, let us discuss these 5 elements of scientific writing or thesis writing one by one. See, purpose. Why are you writing? To get a doctorate degree? You are writing a PhD thesis? Why are you writing a research paper? To get it published? To get score for academic promotions? What is the motivation? Do you know writing a research paper, a single paper in a reputed journal is sufficient to set your career as a researcher, as a teacher, or as a professor. Our regulatory agencies like UGC has established care listed journals are in hot debate today, and this is to solve the problem of predatory journals or paid journals. Some students complain that even Elsevier and UGC care listed journals also ask for money. Care listed journals, the list of journals is dynamic. There are 3-4 ways in by which journals are added and deleted from the list after a period of time, say 3 months or 4 months. The first element, purpose, why are you writing, should have a motivational force for a researcher to stay focused on the topic. And the purpose is the goal the writer is trying to achieve. And there can be three aims. One is to inform the learned audience about your research, your colleagues in the same field. Second, to persuade your idea, your addition to the existing knowledge. One of the definitions of research, a systematic investigation into knowledge, an addition or review of the existing knowledge. And through your writing, through your research paper, you want to persuade your colleagues, your fraternity in the field of research and academia. Third purpose, to entertain. Can it be a purpose of scientific writing? No. To entertain is the purpose of fictional writing. Initially we discussed. To inform and to persuade is the purpose of scientific writing. Then second is audience. Good writers know who their audience is before they start writing. See, this element shapes your writing. As a writer, children's book is different from a full-length novel. research paper is different from a PhD thesis. So audience, who is your audience? It shapes and defines the form of your writing. Whatever be it, it may be an essay, a story, a poem, a research paper or thesis. And there, one of the important things is your technique of narration. Which person you choose and what style you use. Scientific writing requires formal style, and there is also the problem of person, whether we should use first person, second person or third person. There have been the instances where PhD thesis have been rejected by the referees on this single point of the choice of person. Some years ago in Pune University, the referee rejected the PhD thesis on the point of the choice of the person. The researcher has drafted his thesis in first person. I have found that, we have found that, I guess that, I declare that, I conclude that. The first person pronoun. And on this ground, the referee rejected the thesis and he was asked to revise the thesis and resubmit. So the single technique of the choice of the person in drafting a thesis can cause a menace, can cause a big thing in the process of writing a thesis or a research paper. Your paper can be, research paper can be rejected on any of these little techniques of good writing. As there is the choice of person, there is the choice of style. The style is an important writing technique. As there is, style is very common word, but in case of writing skills, it is important. You say style is the man. You read history of Thomas Carlyle. His style is different. You read Charles Dickens. You read APJ Abdul Kalam. You read Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, or you read Marathi poets or Marathi writers, V.S. Khandekar. Each writer has his own unique stamp of writing way. We call it style. Buffon is the philosopher who said, Buffon. Buffon is the philosopher who said, style is the man. You can guess the writer from the writing. In TOEFL examinations, there are the exercises, there are questions. Writing is given and you are asked to ask the writer. Writer is always there present in writing because of style. You can guess the dancer from the dance, right? As you can guess a dancer from the dance, you should be able to guess a writer from his or her writing. So writing is the reflection of the personality of the writer. This is true in case of this is true in case of fictional writing. When you write a novel, story, or an imaginary kind of writing. But in thesis is not an expression. A thesis, a dissertation, a research paper is not it is not a self-expression. It is an objective way of expressing yourself. So don't use first person pronouns and second person pronouns. Always prefer to choose third person, and the style should always be formal. We have here an exercise. Can you see the 4 sentences on the screen? I want feedback. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I needed feedback, so I continue. Students and participants, you can see here 4 sentences, and this is an exercise in the choice of the pronouns. First sentence: when a person goes shopping, you should always look for sales. In all the 4 sentences on the screen, there is the mistake of the choice of pronoun. The participants read carefully the 4 sentences and try to identify the wrong use of pronoun. In the first sentence, when a person goes shopping,
one should always look for sales. Instead of you.
Yes, correct. Second sentence, one should carpool if you want to save on gas.
If one wants to.
Yes. You are correct, but tell me, can you guess second sentence? I am talking about second sentence. Can you guess about the writer of this line? Nationality of the writer. Can you guess? We are testing whether you are a good researcher. This is one of the qualities a good researcher should have. Can you guess the nationality of the writer on the basis of the sentence number 2? One should carpool if you want to save on gas. See, we said style is the man. From the writing, you can guess the writer, as you can guess the dancer from the dance.
Sir, he could be American because he is using the word gas.
Very good. Yeah, you are a good researcher, ma'am. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
You can guess from the writing who is the writer, and she is right. She guessed the writer is American because there is the mention of gas. There is the mention of carpooling, which is very much popular in America. It is promoted by government through several activities. See, we have a single simple sentence here. One should carpool if you want to save on gas. And the pronoun mistake is here. Sentence number 3 is similar. And these 4 examples tell us that for scientific writing, see, these are a person, one, these are called antecedent. Technically, they are called antecedent. But while writing a thesis or a research paper, always prefer third person pronouns, and style should be maintained always formal, because thesis writing or writing a paper is a formal kind of writing. We have here the examples. Topic is there, the importance of voting. Suppose you are writing an essay, a paragraph, a paper, research paper on the aspect of the importance of voting. What type of person you will choose? Third person. What style of writing you will choose? Formal writing. Importance of voting requires formal writing, formal style, and formal tone. Tone is an attitude towards the subject of writing. Your tone should be formal. Your choice of words should be, your diction should be formal. Your style should be formal. Number 2, example number 2, you are writing a letter to your best friend. Here you can write in first person or second person. And informal writing, hi, hello, this salutation is okay. It is preferable in informal writing. Okay. Example number 3, you are writing a description of your best vacation. It is self-expression. Here, your best vacation. It is your experience. You are describing your own experience, and it has to be in the first person. The pronouns should be first person, and the style of writing can be both formal or informal, depending upon who is the audience. Why are you writing? Who is your target audience? And what are you going to achieve by writing? Then a letter to your cousin requires first and second person and informal style. The 3 examples are blank here. Somebody please help me in choosing the person and the style. You are writing a paragraph about the causes of the civil war. Person and style. I am waiting for your reply. Example number 2. You are writing a paragraph about, please.
Maybe third person formal.
Very good. And it falls under which subject? This topic? A paragraph about the causes of the civil war. Which subject?
So we are going to describe. So
see,
third person. In
you are, yes. It should be in third person. The style should be formal. It is very much correct. My next question is, this topic comes under which subject? Biology, chemistry, history, anthropology, geography. This topic comes under which subject?
History, sir. History, Indian history, sir.
Very good. Not Indian history. Indian history is wrong choice. It is American history, American Civil War.
Okay,
Indian.
thank you.
Next, a paragraph about your trip to Mexico. A paragraph about your trip to Mexico. Tell me the person and the style.
First person, formal.
Very good. Very good. First person, but it can be both formal and informal. It depends who is your audience and why are you writing. Okay. And last is a paragraph telling about how to bake a cake. A paragraph telling about how to bake a cake. Second person and informal. Right. I see these. I intentionally have inserted these activities in my presentation because writing is a larger topic and participants' active participation is very much important. While discussing these elements, your participation is important. Third element is clarity. Your writing should be simple and clear. See, we have listed here 5 elements. There are several books on writing skills. You find many books, and what I have done in this presentation is I have selected from 10-15 books. I have selected some screenshots and direct examples from the books. So after these 2 sessions, you will get a summary of 10 books on writing skills, standard reference books on writing skills, globally used by the frontline researchers across the world. You can see here, most of them are screenshots from the book, the examples. So they give you practice, and I hope that this session becomes interactive with the help of these exercises. See, clarity means your writing should be clear, simple and direct, unambiguous. Avoid using vague and indirect expressions. A researcher should use clear descriptive language. What we said, one thing should mean only one thing and not multiple, like fictional writing. When you write a research paper or your PhD thesis, each sentence should mean only one thing, and for that you need clear expression. Don't use ambiguous expressions. But see, the words we use in our day-to-day conversation, talking with a friend, talking with your teacher or with your family members, is different from writing a research paper. It needs a unique diction. Diction means choice of words. We have an activity here which asks us to replace each of the unclear and boring words with 3 more descriptive or precise words. The words in the first column you read in a stretch: good, bad, fun, big, small, old. These words we use in our day-to-day conversation. In the first 2 rows, wonderful, great, delightful. Horrible for bad, horrible, terrible, awful. These words, they sound good. Could you please suggest at least one word for the remaining words? Any other? Fun? Which? Fun?
Amazing.
Amazing. Okay. Okay. Big. Big. Next, number 4, big. Big, colossal, enormous, huge, colossal, gigantic. Yes, these are the, see, the words in column number 2, 3, and 4. These are academic words. For the students of humanities, this choice of words is very much important. For the students of literature, for the students of commerce and management, even for the social sciences, the choice of words matter in thesis writing. For fun, you have amazing, fantastic, or for big, colossal, or huge. For small, give me a word, small and old. For old, you can use ancient, right? And when you write on paper, you prefer ancient rather than old. When you write a Huh? Yes? I'm listening. Okay. This activity was on the choice of words, and there is a tool you can use to replace academic words, replacement of for academic words, and most of you might be familiar with thesaurus. Do you know thesaurus and how it is different from dictionary? Thesaurus and dictionary. These are the two. Yes, what is the difference? When do you use?
Related words would be there in thesaurus.
Yes.
Meaning, synonymous words.
Yes, and Roget's thesaurus is one of the world popular thesaurus. See, in the list of the tools of research or tools of a researcher, we have encyclopedia, dictionary, we have thesaurus, we have subject dictionaries, we have corpora, computer dictionaries or talking dictionaries we have. And we use dictionary when we want to know the meaning. But for thesaurus, we have the meaning, we don't get the proper word. You use thesaurus. Right word at right place. And this is the demand of a good research project, a good research thesis or a research paper. Right place at right word at the right place. This can be the catchphrase for a good research paper, for a good research thesis. Okay. Then see on the screen, you see here a sentence. How do you add description? A sentence is here. The soldiers crossed the river. See, the soldiers crossed the river. This is the sentence. The soldiers crossed the river. We can add description to it. See, when you write a research paper or a thesis, you go for first draft, second draft. We are going to talk about abstract writing or proposal writing and writing a research paper. First draft, second draft. Your transition from first draft to second draft is the point where you can add descriptions. You ask yourself, one thing, you must be writing your thesis or a paper for the first time, but since your schooling, you have been writing many types of exams. You go back and ask yourself that your answer sheets, they were typical, or you didn't write a novel or any of the poem. We all are writers, but here in this context we are researchers, and we write to inform or as practically we mentioned, to get a degree or to get promoted through CAS. These may be the different motivational forces. But in the stages of writing a thesis, after first draft, when you draft for the second time or final draft, adding description is important. And here you have adverbs and adjectives. See the simple sentence, soldiers crossed the river. It can be made larger. The soldiers slowly crossed the dangerous river. The soldiers slowly crossed the river in the dark. The soldiers slowly crossed the dangerous river in the dark. The tired soldiers slowly crossed the dangerous river in the dark. The last sentence sounds better than the soldiers crossed the river. In the transition from the first draft to second draft should be utilized for adding more accuracy. See, there is another way of explaining the elements of writing, A, B, C of good writing. A for accuracy. This accuracy is accuracy of thought, accuracy of expression. B for brevity. As Shakespeare says, brevity is the soul of wit. Here, brevity, maximum thought in minimum words.
Santosh.
Brevity means maximum thought in minimum words. And C is correctness, grammatical correctness, the use of syntax, proper syntax, punctuation. These all fall under C. So remember, what is the A, B, C of good writing? Accuracy, brevity, and correctness. Accuracy, brevity, and correctness. Accuracy of thought and expression, brevity of what you call economy of words, maximum thought, minimum words, and C for correctness, grammatical correctness. As per our presentation, the element 4 is here unity. There should be unity in what you writing. And this unity is the unity, grammatical unity. All the sentences in the paragraph should be linked to one another. Please mute. Okay, thank you. Unity is the fourth element, and which refers to the unity, grammatical unity. Element 5 is also a type of unity. It is called coherence. And in my opinion, coherence is the most important element of any writing. This coherence, what is coherence? Coherence is the organic unity. Coherence means organic unity. Coherence means the linkage among all parts of a piece of writing. For example, see, coherence we defined as a linkage among all parts of the writing. If you take out a quotation from a bulky book of 400 pages, see, coherence is the hallmark. Coherence is the brand which lets you know who is the researcher. See, what are the parts of a writing? They may be words into sentences, sentences into paragraphs, paragraphs into the chapters of your research work or research paper, and they togetherly make the whole of a research paper or your thesis. You take out, see, it is like a tree. See, you take out a leaf of a tree, and you can guess, you can identify the name of the tree on the basis of the leaf. It is similar. You take out a sentence from a thesis, and you should be able to guess the source of that sentence. It is, a researcher should be like an engineer, an architect. See, the structure of the second and third floor depends on the ground floor or the first floor. If you remove the ground floor, all the floors will collapse. If you remove the first chapter from your thesis or first paragraph from the first chapter, the whole building of chapter 1 of your PhD thesis should collapse. Such a linkage should be there. They should not be grouped together illogically. What is I mentioned earlier that coherence is the crowning characteristic of a good writing. It is above all. At the end of your final draft of your writing or a research paper, when you give it for review to your friend or your mentor, your guide, supervisor, ask for one question: is it coherent? What I have come with this final draft, is it coherent? If I remove one paragraph from this research paper, it should affect the whole body of the research paper. If I remove some part from chapter 2 of my PhD thesis, the whole thesis should collapse. This stage is important. Ask this to yourself as a researcher. Once you complete your final draft, this is important. This will remove unwanted trash from your thesis, from your research paper. And see, this will save you from plagiarism too. Thesis is not just combining together 10, 20, 100 books into a new khichdi. A thesis is a coherent writing. If your writing has coherence, it will save you from plagiarism. Nowadays, plagiarism or softwares, it is mandatory for all the researchers to go through the stage of anti-plagiarism report, which should be below 15%, below 10%. But if from the first stage of your thesis or paper writing, if you are honest and motivated with a cause, you should not be afraid of plagiarism. You should not worry about it. If your work is original and genuine, most of the researchers, PhD students or postgraduate researchers, they ask me about plagiarism at the time of submission. A good researcher should be aware of this since the very first stage, beginning from the choice of the topic, referring to the sources, acknowledging the right sources. Paraphrasing is also a kind of plagiarism. You must know. Copying from a book, putting it in another words, or summarizing is also a form of plagiarism. So be aware of this. And the last element of a good piece of writing is coherence. And coherence means the logical order among all the parts of your writing. And there are for maintaining the coherence in your writing, a good researcher should repeat the keywords and the use of transitional words and phrases. See here, you can see on the screen, when writing a paper or a thesis, you are giving examples. The expression is given here. For example, for instance, or you use G. Do you use EG and you read it as for example? What is the full form of EG? This is used in all the thesis or dissertations. What is the full form of EG, which you read as for example? Such questions are important to know your level as the participants. As the workshop says, you are advanced students of research methodology. Exempli gratia is the full form which you read as for example. Okay. In a flow of drafting your thesis or paper, to add information, you use conjunctions and next in addition. First, we have many other words here. See, these grammatically or technically, these words are called adjuncts, disjuncts, and conjuncts. The general researchers need not to know about the technical definitions of adjuncts, disjuncts, and conjuncts, but know this simply that in the while drafting the thesis second time, try inserting these connectives which you are you have here on the screen. These are and type. Instead of repeating and as a connective, you can say so, therefore, as a result, accordingly, consequently, thus, hence. See, these transitional words give your writing a variety. Your research paper does not become monotonous, boring, uninteresting. The variety of connectives, these are and type. You have here or type in the middle. In other words, to put it more simply, or it would be better to say. See, it would be better to say, this is in third person, the style is formal. Right? Here, the third connective phrase here is